Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2023 Aston Martin Valkyrie. So this has been in production since November 2021, with 150 being made, a cost of each of them being $3.5 million, so that's an extremely expensive price tag, so well out of the range of most normal Aston Martin buyers. And yeah, this is a very light car, only £2,976. And that is because, as you can see, there's very little in the way of actual car here. As you can see, the underbody is very stripped back to prioritise aerodynamics and downforce, as yeah, due to the downforce generated by the splitter, by the underbody, by the overbody and the rear spoiler, as well as the the diffuser at the rear end. This car can generate up to 1,800 kilos of downforce, which is actually more than the weight of the car itself, so by around about 1,000 pounds. So that is really rather impressive, and that makes it an extremely good handling car. I mean, even the wheels contribute towards the airflow of the vehicle. So yeah, impressive in terms of downforce. I also quite like the look of the car as well. Obviously it has been designed to prioritise aerodynamics and downforce, but even so, it still looks pretty cool, to be honest, I feel. And yeah, the interior is pretty good as well. You got these doors that flap up like that. You got room for 2 people, 1 driver, 1 passenger. And yeah, there's even apparently a spider version coming, so you won't have these doors on that version, but still, it's impressive enough in that regard. You've got cameras for your side mirrors. The steering wheel can be taken out to get in and out easier, because obviously it is quite a cramped cockpit for most people, I imagine, but still, with the steering wheel being able to come off, that would make it a lot easier to get in and out. And yeah, it's got lavishes of carbon fibre everywhere, carbon fibre seats, carbon fibre bodywork, all in, aid of making it as lightweight as possible. And yeah, they've clearly obviously achieved that. We've not got much up front here. Yeah, there's nothing like anything like practicality with this car whatsoever. But where this is also impressive is in terms of its engine, which is a 6.5 litre V12 engine, which produces 1,000 horsepower, making it the most powerful naturally aspirated engine put in a production car ever. And that's way more powerful than the GMA T50 from Gordon Murray, which also had its engine made by Cosworth, just like this one, which again was another naturally aspirated V12 engine. Now granted, this car does not rev quite as highly as the GMA T50 did. It's about 1,000 RPM less, but it still is at the end of the day a 10,500 RPM revving, naturally aspirated V12 engine. And to go along with that, it has a electric motor which has 1.3 kilowatt hour of battery, which is a Rimac derived KERS hybrid system. So that produces an extra 140 horsepower, so we get up to 1,140 horsepower and 663 pounds-feet of torque overall. So yeah, massive numbers for a car that doesn't weigh all that much, and yeah, it is at the end of the day a road legal car, which is surprising given how absolutely low this car is. It must have some form of being able to lift up the front at some point, because yeah, most roads would not accommodate a car of that low height. So yeah, massively impressive in terms of its engine, its aerodynamics, its downforce, the way it looks. But to see how it really drives, let's get out onto the open road and see what it can do. Right, so here we are at the drag strip, and even though top speed isn't the main priority for this car, it is hardly a lacking element to this vehicle. So let's see what it can do on this drag strip first, and then we'll go around the track. So yeah, it's monumentally quick, no doubt about that, as you'd expect for a car with that amount of power, that amount of torque, and not weighing anything at all. So yeah, it pretty much obliterates the likes of the GMA T50, to be honest, 192 miles an hour. But that's no real surprise, obviously, because we do have more than 400 extra horsepower, we have more in the way of torque. I think we have nearly twice the amount of torque, in fact. And yeah, although we are heavier, that extra power and torque really does make up for it, quite frankly. So yeah, and then you got the handling, which we'll get to once we get around the track. But yeah, that is also something that is worthy of note. So let's take a look at the stats before we hit the track. So as predictable, we're in S2 class, no doubt about that, with the amount of power and lack of weight we've got going on. And those are the stats, which are all pretty damn great. The braking and the speed in particular, but the launch, acceleration and handling aren't bad either. So yeah, the brakes on this are absolutely ludicrous. But then again, with it weighing so little, you know, you want the obviously it weighs so little, but which means the momentum isn't as much. But obviously you've got an extremely fast car in your hands, so even though it's lightweight, you want the best brakes possible given the amount of speed and acceleration this has on the go. So let's firstly hear it some more, and then we'll talk about it after it. So yeah, an absolutely stunning sounding engine, even better than the GMA 250 to be honest, even if it isn't revving quite as highly. And yeah, the handling is excellent. Even at lower speeds it feels controllable, it doesn't feel like it's going to snap oversteer or anything like that, because obviously, as typical with cars that rely on downforce, at slower speeds they can be a bit of a handful, because their handling typically relies on having downforce. But yeah, this car even at slower speeds does feel really rather planted, which is always a good thing. And acceleration is excellent as well. 0 to 60 is dealt with in 3.317 seconds. 0 to 100 is dealt with in 5.633 seconds, and it going to a massive 250 miles an hour, which yeah, feels like the kind of speed that GMA 250 should have been getting up to, given it's supposed to be a spiritual successor to the McLaren F1. But unlike that car, this isn't, you know, looking to the past while trying to be looking to the future. It's fully looking to the future. So with its hybrid curse system, its, you know, modern kind of levels of power, and yeah, on top of that, the incredible aerodynamics and superb handling on top of all that. Yeah, this feels like it's firmly got its foot in the future, whereas the GMA seems to be a bit split between looking to the past, with, you know, having the same kind of, pretty much the same kind of power as the McLaren F1, looking like the McLaren F1 at the front, and yeah, not having any kind of hybrid technology or anything like that. It's yeah, a lot more old school, whereas this is yeah, firmly in the future with, you know, its curse system, its massive amounts of power, which are even more than the original Bugatti Veyron, in fact, while weighing about half as much, or thereabouts. And yeah, it's just a stunning looking car, and yeah, it's a great sounding vehicle as well. It's really fun to drive. So yeah, it's a spectacular vehicle. I didn't really have high hopes for this, given that, you know, it just felt like a another hypercar, quite frankly. It came across like that, but having now driven it, yeah, I'm really impressed by it. And yeah, for my money, it's the better of the two cars from the Secret Santa, which is where we got this car from, as well as the GMA T50. So yeah, this should be in your gift inbox right now, as yeah, the Secret Santa reached its second milestone today. And yeah, I'm really glad this has been added to the game. I like the GMA T50 a lot, but this, yeah, just takes everything to another level as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, get out there and try it if you haven't already. And nonetheless though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.